Diddy and Epstein, there's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by criticizing the morals of others.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a preemptive moral.
Elon Musk has entered the chat with a serious warning for celebrities who have been involved in the recent controversy surrounding Diddy's parties. Not long ago, a lawyer representing one of Diddy's recent sexual assault victims revealed that freak off. Videos were being auctioned off behind the scenes with several powerful individuals eager to buy them to prevent their release as they too appear in the tapes. The situation took a twist when rumors emerged that Elon had purchased these tapes for millions and was prepared to release them. This move is allegedly motivated by Diddy's role as a major investor in Musk's $44 billion acquisition of Twitter. However, as Diddy faces these serious allegations, he has reportedly been pressuring Musk to step down, which Musk hinted at just days ago. While many assumed he was merely trolling, it now appears he possesses these tapes, leaving many celebrities anxious about the potential fallout. The concern among these celebrities is heightened by the fact that they can't intimidate Musk into silence like they might do with a regular person. The source of this controversy stems from claims made by attorney Ariel Mitchell, who is representing one of Diddy's victims. During a recent interview, she disclosed details about her client's experience, including the disturbing circumstances surrounding the Freak Off tape, which is believed to have been acquired by Musk. Mitchell did not disclose her client's name but mentioned that she met Diddy in 2018 at a friend's house. Things quickly went downhill after she consumed several drinks that had been spiked. According to Mitchell, her client was sexually assaulted by Diddy and one of his associates while she was still somewhat aware but too incapacitated to resist. After Diddy finished, he allegedly allowed his associates to take advantage of her while he watched.
Oh, she called me and told me a very horrific story about her and her escape from this. She told me that she was at a friend's house who had industry ties and was on the phone with Diddy, and he decided to come to the house. And when he came to the house, everything was fine, that there was another woman there who we've determined to be Christina Quorum, KK, who Diddy talks about a lot as his right-hand woman, if you will, and that they were discussing her, and then that led to her being served a drink where then she started to feel woozy, and then Mr. Combs her with an inanimate object, and then actually directed another gentleman to her while he watched and pleasured him.
After enduring hours of relentless assault, she managed to escape the house, desperately screaming for help. Fortunately, one of her neighbors heard her cries and rushed inside to assist, quickly contacting the police.
So she was able to escape eventually and ran out into the streets yelling and screaming, and a neighbor heard her because this happened in a quiet suburban neighborhood, if you will.
So there's a witness?
Yes, we have a witness. We also have a police report. As she's running out the house yelling, a neighbor saw her and invited her into the home.
Okay.
And it's the neighbor who then called the police, and the police did come out at that time. They also stated that they heard cars screeching, and the neighbor went outside and saw a black SUV leaving the premises very quickly. And by the time the police arrived, of course, he was no longer there.
Well, was the neighbor able to identify who it was?
The neighbor wasn't, only that they saw the car leaving, and
Okay.
they only described the truck. They could not tell who was inside, but she told the neighbor at the time who it was and why they were leaving so abruptly.
She must have been terrified.
Ariel alleges that, despite her client filing a police report, the authorities did little to investigate the case, leading her to suspect that Diddy may have bribed them.
So we have a witness. We also have a police report, and that was made in 2018, that she, when she initially filed the police report, she didn't name Diddy out of fear of retaliation, and more importantly, fear that no one would believe her.
Right.
So she then updated that report, and we've been working with law enforcement to have them actually look into that report. They didn't do too much. The neighbor wasn't, only that they saw the car leaving, and
Okay.
they only described the truck. They could not tell who was inside, but she told the neighbor at the time who it was and why they were leaving so abruptly.
She must have been terrified.
Hearing her tell this story, her voice was trembling. She was in tears. I actually had to stop her at one point and tell her, take a second, because I can tell, even having her tell me this story, reliving it, was extremely painful. It was like it happened yesterday. I can tell she's very traumatized by what happened to her. She really is looking to seek justice.
This is where the interview took a chaotic turn as Ariel disclosed that another individual contacted her to represent them in the sale of a controversial tape featuring Diddy and a certain well-known celebrity. Ariel claimed to have viewed the video herself and stated that the celebrity involved is actually more famous than Diddy. Furthermore, she noted that the person appeared to be unaware they were being recorded.
Also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes.
Yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catching.
Correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it? Or
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video is in nature.
Oh my. All right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes. This was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded it.
All right.
Oh, but it gets even worse. Shortly after this, Diddy faced over 120 lawsuits from different victims, all represented by Texas attorney Tony Busby. This is when Elon Musk entered the conversation, suggesting he may have access to those tapes, which include allegations involving minors at the time of the incidents. 60 of his victims were males and 60 were females, and 25 were minors at the time of the alleged misconduct, with one individual being 9 years old.
Is a common theme, an MO, if you will. Typically, the victim is lured into a situation where he or she is given a drink. Typically, that drink, reported by these victims, is apparently laced with something. Once that drink takes effect, the perpetrators perform all kinds of acts on the victims, many times passing him or her around as other people watch and enjoy the show, and then leave the victim shamed, confused, injured, and wondering what happened. When the victim reaches out, he or she is told not to say anything. Sometimes there are physical violence or financial repercussions or bodily harm. The claims we intend to bring will include the following: violence to facilitated with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, false imprisonment.
For those of you wondering which minors he was referring to, it included a 9-year-old boy who went to an audition for a record deal with Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Instead of getting signed, he was allegedly assaulted by Diddy and his associates.
Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents. Once they were in a private area, allegedly Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral upon him. Another incident, an individual 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual minor was.
Someone put up a tweet that said, "How many other cases are there like this that we don't know about in the music industry?" To which he replied, "Good question." As I mentioned earlier, some people tried to drag Elon into this mess, but he wasn't involved in any of that chaos. There's even a rumor that he purchased the controversial tape featuring Diddy that Ariel Mitchell discussed. It's unclear why Elon would go out of his way to buy that tape, but as usual, people went into detective mode and uncovered some interesting details. It turns out that Diddy was one of the investors who contributed millions to Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter. According to TMZ, Diddy played a secret role in helping Elon acquire the platform, investing over $10 million into the social media service. However, things got complicated because, like everyone else, Elon no longer wants to be associated with Diddy. Reports suggest he's trying to have Diddy removed from their contract since the scandal erupted. Diddy has been quite stubborn about it, and as a result, Elon allegedly bought the tape to use as leverage in order to pressure Diddy to step away from the agreement. He doesn't want Diddy's issues to interfere with his business and other ventures. Someone on Twitter even found the contract, which clearly lists Diddy as an investor and shows Elon praising Diddy during his time as chairman of Revolt TV. A full list of investors in Elon Musk's Twitter deal was reported yesterday. One investor's name that's raising eyebrows is Shaw Diddy Comes Our Book Character Limit has a fun little anecdote about Diddy's investment during the first week of his takeover. Elle had to join a call with advertisers in an attempt to calm their nerves about it. Here's what Musk said to the head of Diddy's media company Revolt over concerns of growing racism on the platform. Additionally, in a recent interview, Elon revealed that there are thousands of hours of controversial footage featuring Diddy and Epstein. This further fueled speculation that he was one of the individuals who purchased the tape.
Diddy and Epstein, there's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by criticizing the morals of others.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a preemptive moral.
Clearly, Elon has a vendetta against Diddy, which could explain why he bought that tape. He seems to be using it as leverage, ready to expose Diddy if he steps out of line. When that happens, he could easily leak it to the nearest media outlet. As usual, people have their own opinions about this situation. One commenter pointed out that both Elon Musk and Trump have met with Jeffrey Epstein alongside Diddy multiple times, suggesting that Diddy was Trump's connection when Epstein was around. They described Trump as a verified creep. Another person noted that, not long ago, Elon was receiving financial support from Diddy to purchase X while also providing monthly financial backing to Trump. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Elon potentially exposing Diddy? Do you believe he's the one who really bought those tapes? Let me know your opinions in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other incredibly messy video.